I feel like I'm losing my mind.
So let's go on a quick rant. And for those of you who know me, you know I don't do a lot of rants. I think that Roderick does a great job with this. And with Roderick, he's just smooth. I mean, the way he does his rants, it's almost like you don't even know you're being ranted at in some ways. And he's just great. So if you haven't checked out Rants on Tech, please do so. I'll put him down in the description. He's on my list of people I follow. So let's talk about the Boox Go 10.3 versus Remarkable versus Supernote. Boox was extremely smart and savvy in the way that they approached this as a marketing item. And I 100% agree with that. I think that they released it at the right time, at an excellent price point, and with some slick marketing around it. Very smart in the way they did that. But what they didn't do is position it as a really um, direct competitor in a substantive way. Boox's idea of the same or similar experience if you ignore that it's a Boox device. Now that's my take. So my rant here is that the direct head-to-head comparison for use case shouldn't really exist. What should exist is this Boox device right for you or better for you inside the Boox ecosystem? Because whether or not you believe that you want a Supernote or you want a Remarkable, that is a specific technology and type of technology footprint for that type of device. You aren't wanting to have full Android like me. I chose the Supernote because I didn't want to go as minimalistic as the Remarkable. I didn't want to go as full on Android as the Boox. So I went with Supernote because it gave me a good balance. It let me do things I wanted to do without as much friction of having to figure out what and how to turn everything off. And that's what's getting lost in this debate and this conversation that everybody. But seriously, I don't think the comparison makes a lot of sense to me. And the reason it doesn't is because you don't buy a Boox device if you want a Remarkable. And you don't buy a Boox device if you want a Supernote. They're different enough to where they just have different functionalities and ways of engaging. Um, One thing I really enjoy, and I love watching Boyd's videos, and I watch all of them, even though I don't use my meeting planner and my daily organizer, which are great products, by the way. I still watch his descriptions of them because I'm interested in how his mind thinks. And the first thing he did when he went to review the Go 10.3 was to turn everything off. He turned off notifications. He put on Do Not Disturb. He did all of the things that make a Boox tablet or a Boox device a Boox device. He turned off. So my question then is, why would you buy a Boox device only to turn it into a Remarkable? Now, price point, I'll give you, could be one possibility. But when they have turned off those features, and I've seen the head-to-head comparisons between those two devices, I think Remarkable still wins for writing feel, for ease of use. And even though you've turned off all of the distraction, which that's a whole nother rant for another time about um, distraction free being a catchphrase or being something that isn't a realistic thing. I think there are times for focus, and I think focus is very important. And Remarkable and Supernote both allow you to do that in a very unobtrusive way. And Joe, to your point, 100%. I think I expected it to be a device that had less distractions when I bought the Supernote. But why would you buy the Go just to turn everything off? That's my question. And I think that it may come down to price. And if that's the issue, I mean, Boox was smart. They built something that's cheaper. Now it's not all made out of aluminum. I actually like that. I like the Supernote because it is plastic and it's more durable. But at the same time, I think it's really interesting to have this conversation. So my rant isn't that you shouldn't compare devices. I think you definitely should. I mean, I learned what device I needed by listening to Kit and Voya and Brandon, and I said, okay, this is really important. But and if you haven't yet, watch Jeffrey Moss's video series on the Boox 10.3 Go. He had to do 4 videos just to cover a fraction of what the thing is capable of. Now, again, if that's the device you want, it is a phenomenal device that gives you all kinds of different potential uses if that's what you want. But if you want all of that and you don't have eye strain issues or you don't have a need for e-ink, my argument would be that you're basically looking at what you really want is an iPad or a Samsung tablet. And if that's the case, then go with one of those because you'll be able to watch video. You'll be able to really look at websites without having to worry about BSR technology or uh, all these super refreshed things that Boox is trying to do to, in my estimation, fit a square peg in a round hole. Now, don't get me wrong. Again, this is no shade on Boox. I think they're pushing the envelope on what e-ink can do in a lot of ways. I really do. And I'm thankful for that because I think it's improving all devices. But the thumbnails, is this the remarkable killer? Is it the new distraction-free device? Uh, Truth is, no. Any device can be distraction-free. 100% agree with Kit and Voya and everyone who says that. But we all don't have that level of self-control, or quite frankly, in my case, I don't want the hassle of having to go through and figure out how many things to turn off before I can be able to focus on just what I want to do. Um, and I think that's where I can't remember if it was Kit or Voya or who, it may have been Jeffrey Moss, who said they really missed the boat by not having a focus mode where you could press one button and basically on the 10.3 Go. And, that's where you can look at this thing here. I mean, they're trying to sell it as remarkable, 100%. They're not trying to sell it as Supernote. They're trying to go after that demographic. But what they missed, at least from all the demos I've seen, is a one button focus mode, turns off everything but the notebooks. And that's it. That would be kind of, and maybe the calendar, you basically strip it down to whatever Remarkable offers at their base. If they really wanted to be a direct competitor, that would be the perfect place to do this. And they didn't. Which means, maybe, this is my cynical side coming out, but maybe what they're really trying to do is get more people in the Boox ecosystem to realize that they can do more stuff on this tablet than what Remarkable allows you to do. And if that's the case, it's even more sad.